Hi, I'm Doug. I'm your tech support representative here in Atlantic British. In this video, we're going to touch base on one of the functions on the iLand diagnostic tool that we now carry, and that's for servicing the rear brakes and the rear parking brakes. Now on this is an 06 Supercharged Sport. This would actually apply to the Sport and the LR3, and I believe even the early LR4s until they converted over to the motorized rear calipers later on. So what we're going to do is show you basically how to access that function and what that function does for you. So the first thing we've done, we've plugged in our dongle. We see the blue LED. We know our dongle is powered up. Now we're going to use the iPhone, where you could do either iPhone or iPad if you have it programmed to your unit. And on the iOS systems, you're going to find two icons for iLand. You're going to see one here, and then you're also going to see another with a blue dot on the second page. This is strictly for the software for the diagnostic procedures, and you're not going to use that to access and diagnose your vehicle. You're going to use this one. So we're going to hit that. That's going to light up all the vehicles. Now in this case, this is the Pro version, so it's lit up all the vehicle models. If you have yours programmed for only one vehicle model, like a Discovery or a Sport or whatever, just that box is going to be lit in red. So we'll go to Range Rover Sport. We go through our garage disclaimers. And we're going to wait a second. We're going to let this go through. Now it's telling us diag file downloaded, dongle's connected. We want to make sure ignition switch is on. Now we're just going to turn this so that all the lights come on the dash. We're not going to start and run the vehicle. And it confirms the firmware version that we have on here is the latest. So we hit continue and we let the Bluetooth do its job. Okay, this model is a 2006. It's a supercharged V8 petrol. And again, just making sure we got the key on so we can talk to all the different modules. And we're going to go to system selection. And then we're going to go to parking brake control module. So first it's going to do a setup communication. Now you'll see the module in the parking brake is actually tied in with the high-speed CAN. In other words, it talks to all the other modules that control the vehicle, powertrain, transmission, transfer case, whatever. So it's actually an important module to this system. Now you'll see you can read fault codes, you can clear them, you can actually get in and read some of the live data. It'll tell you what version information in case you need to know that. Special functions is what we're looking for though. And what this does is several things. For one, it will allow you to get in and do the accelerometer calibration, which sometimes needs to be done after you've replaced the module. You can also drive the parking brake to mounting position, and this comes in handy if you're replacing the rear brake shoes, and they have been an issue with these vehicles over the years, that you would use this to put the shoes or actually put the park brake module in a position where it makes it easier to remove and install the parking brakes. And then you also have latching position, which is also used in some of the installations. Now this is the important one, is what happens on occasion is these modules will jam up, whether it being an over torqued or whatever the case. This will allow you to unjam it. You're essentially going to hit that. And what this is do is you're going to read through, and it kind of explains why that the application will drive the park brake in an unjammed or released direction, and then drive it into a mount position, which is fully retracted. Now you want to make sure battery's fully charged up. Anything you do with any monitor on these vehicles, you want to make sure that the battery is fully charged up. Low battery voltage can end up creating problems for you because voltage is very important in the operation of all these modules. So essentially once you read through and it explains what you're going to do, you're going to hit OK. It tells you again, make sure ignition switch is on. Now it's going to tell you, you're going to start the motor. And just give it a second to come down on its idle. There we got that settled. And there it is. You're unjammed. Actually, we're already working with a vehicle with a fully operational parking brake. So it's already set. So it's in an unjammed position so you can drive the vehicle. So now it's just telling me turn this off. We hit OK, ignition switch on. And what it's doing is it's clearing any faults out of the module that may have occurred due to the jamming. And again, we'll switch off and switch back on it. And it may seem redundant, but this is the steps that it needs to see to actually go through and fully succeed in their functions. So control module procedure completed successfully. So we're good. Set the ignition switch to off. And it's just going back to them. And here you can go back to home page if you want. So this shows you the functions on the iLand that will allow you to do parking brake repairs and do them properly and much easier instead of trying to do it without. So if you're ready to step up to the iLand to do this procedure and more on your Land Rover and help you maintain it, you can just call any of our knowledgeable salesmen at 1-800-533-2210, or you can go on this link and you can order it online. And if you like our how-to videos and would like to see more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that will give you access to all the how-to videos we have for your vehicle and more. So we appreciate you watching. We thank you, and Rover on.